Now, from the Columbia Basin, your local news source, this is iFIBER 1 News, presented in high definition. The #1 source for real-time local news, local sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. With your iFIBER 1 News team, reporting news in real time as it's happening. From the iFIBER Communications HD broadcast studio in Ephrata, Washington, this is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
Welcome to iFIBER 1 News. I'm Alan Troop reporting news from around the Columbia Basin for Wednesday, September 18th. Tonight, we report on the murder of a man at a mini-mart near Moses Lake and how Big Bend Community College was named as being military-friendly. In sports, Bob Kirkpatrick reports on high school soccer in the Columbia Basin and Ephrata volleyball. Our spotlight story tonight is about Moses Lake's celebration of its 75th anniversary. And we have the latest weather forecast for the Columbia Basin from the iFIBER 1 Weather Center. Our top story tonight, a man in his early 20s was shot and killed in an SUV at the airport grocery mart on Patton Boulevard last night. Grant County Sheriff's deputies were responding to a 911 call about gunshots at 6:45 p.m. when they found the victim, according to spokesman Kyle Foreman. The victim was named Juan Jesus Garcia, a 22-year-old Moses Lake man. He was sitting in an SUV when he was killed. In the front seat next to him was a 23-year-old woman, and in the back seat was a 6-year-old boy. The woman and boy escaped injury but were traumatized. Patton Boulevard was closed between Randolph Road and Craig Street as investigators worked at the crime scene. A suspect vehicle had fled the scene and was quickly located in the Cascade Valley, but no one was inside the vehicle. Law enforcement is now looking for Anthony Vasquez, a 23-year-old man described as standing 5 foot 5 inches tall, weighing about 180 pounds, with black hair and brown eyes, according to the sheriff's office. He was last seen wearing white shorts, white tank top, and a black and white baseball cap. The sheriff's office asked that anyone seeing Vasquez should not contact him and should call 911. If anyone has information about where Vasquez is or about the crime, they are asked to call the sheriff's office at 509-754-2100, extension 468, or email information to crimetips at co.grant.wa.us. People providing information can remain anonymous. A second man is facing charges of being an accomplice to murder in the September 2012 killing of Tracy Fulbright. Grant County prosecutors recently charged 27-year-old Michael J. Rocha from Moses Lake with being an accomplice to murder in the first degree and kidnapping in the first degree. The person who allegedly shot Fulbright in a field off Road L Northeast, 29-year-old Adrian Rodriguez from Moses Lake, is presently charged with aggravated murder in the first degree. He is being evaluated at Eastern State Hospital for competency. Rodriguez allegedly found some of his daughter's clothes in a bag owned by Fulbright. He is accused of punching Fulbright, tying him up, driving him to Road L Northwest, and shooting him twice. Shortly after the murder, Rodriguez and Rocha reportedly burned the clothing Rodriguez was wearing at the time of the murder. Big Bend Community College has recently been named one of the top military-friendly schools in the nation for 2014. Victory Media, a media entity for military personnel making the transition to civilian life, compiled a list for the top 20% of colleges, universities, and trade schools that do the most to ensure the success of military service members, veterans, and spouses. Through research and surveys from more than 10,000 schools approved by the Department of Veteran Affairs and a survey of more than 4,000 student veterans, the list includes 1,818 schools across the country. Only 27 Washington community and technical colleges were included on the list. Representatives Judy Warnick and Matt Manweller are making their way around the 13th District during the interim to meet with constituents. On Tuesday, they will be at Representative Warnick's district office in Moses Lake from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. to answer questions and discuss issues of the upcoming legislative session. The meeting is open to the public at 326 South Cedar Street, Suite A in Moses Lake. For more information, call Kurt Hammond at 360-786-7794 or email at kurt.hammond@leg.wa.gov. Each of the people you see here has warrants for their arrest and is wanted by various law enforcement agencies. If you see any of these people, the DOC asks that you not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but to call police. You can also call the Department of Corrections at 509-764-6180 during the day or 509-762-1160 after 5 p.m. And we will be back after these messages with our latest from the iFIBER One Weather Center, sports, and more news.